One wrong step, one innocent trust, and an unimaginable tragedy that shook an entire community to its core. In this shocking story, we reveal chilling footage that caught the last moments of an innocent child's life as she was lured to her death. This case will leave you wondering, how could something like this happen in broad daylight, right under everyone's noses? Imagine an ordinary day, children playing in the park, parents nearby, thinking their kids are safe. But lurking just beyond their sight was a shadow, a predator, waiting for the right moment to strike. Today, we're diving deep into the story that horrified parents everywhere and left investigators stunned. This is the story of little Emily, an 8-year-old girl with a love for adventure and a trusting heart. Emily was like any other child, eager to explore her surroundings and always curious about the world. But tragically, it was this very curiosity and innocence that would lead her into a predator's trap. What would you do if you saw a stranger talking to a child at the park? Would you intervene, or assume it's a family friend? Watch closely, because in Emily's case, this split-second decision would make all the difference. The man, who would later be identified as a repeat offender, used techniques that seemed harmless. He blended in, acting friendly and casual. He'd even brought a toy that he knew would catch the eye of any child. Witnesses later recalled seeing him talking to Emily, but dismissed it as just another adult being kind to a kid. This was the predator's tactic: camouflage his true intentions with an air of innocence. Thanks to CCTV cameras around the park, investigators were able to piece together the horrifying sequence of events. In the footage, you can see Emily glancing back to the stranger, hesitating for a moment. But as he smiled and offered his hand, her guard dropped. Within minutes, they were out of sight. Imagine watching that footage as her parents, seeing that one smile, that one moment of hesitation, and knowing what came next. Can you feel the dread? The helplessness? That's the feeling that stayed with investigators as they tried to retrace her steps. By the time Emily was reported missing, hours had passed. But the predator knew how to stay just far enough out of reach. Police immediately launched a search, but leads were sparse. The only clue was a faint video showing the man's face, a face so ordinary, it could belong to anyone. Did you know? Predators often select locations that offer easy access to children but appear safe enough for parents. They rely on blending in, watching quietly for the right moment. Cases like these have taught law enforcement invaluable lessons on patterns that make parks, malls, and schools hotspots for potential abductions. Just when hope was slipping away, a witness came forward. She'd seen Emily leaving with the man but had brushed it off at first, thinking he was her relative. Realizing her mistake, she provided investigators with a detailed description. This was the break they needed, but would it be enough? With a possible face identified, authorities intensified their search. Every lead, every rumor, every security footage from nearby stores and intersections was scanned. It became a race against time, as each second counted. The clock was ticking, and they knew if they didn't find her soon, they might never find her at all. Finally, after hours of sifting through data, a location surfaced: an abandoned building on the city's outskirts. This is where police found him, and what they found inside would haunt the town forever. The scene inside the building was grim. There, in the dim light, lay all the clues that told the story of Emily's last moments. The reality of what had happened became painfully clear. As officers reported back to the family, they could barely contain the anguish. The town was shattered. In that moment, every parent in the town held their children a little tighter. They couldn't stop asking themselves, could this have been prevented? Was there any sign they missed? And, most haunting of all, could it happen again? Following Emily's tragic death, the town made changes. New security measures were implemented, awareness programs were launched, and the community came together to mourn, remember, and protect the innocent. Emily's story became a call to action. Parents, teachers, and law enforcement came together to create safer spaces. The loss of one child had reminded everyone that vigilance and awareness were their best defenses. It was a hard lesson, but one they hoped would save lives. But ask yourself, if you saw a stranger talking to a child, would you intervene? Would you trust your instincts, or assume someone else would handle it? Remember, it only takes a second to change everything. Do you think enough is done to protect children in public spaces? What would you do if you saw a similar situation? Let us know in the comments below. Your voice could help make a difference. If this story made you think, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more real-life stories that reveal the hidden dangers around us and the heroes who bring justice. Hit the bell icon so you don't miss a single update. Together, let's spread awareness and keep our communities safe.